Whenever I talk about leadership, one of the worst things I see out there are leaders driven by emotion. Now, we all know emotions can be a great thing, but when emotions lead, when they drive a leader, tragic things can happen. And we're going to talk about that today. Hi, I'm Phil Cooke, and welcome to this episode. You know, it's going to be a little short today, but this is such an important issue, I really wanted to share it with you. And remember, all of these episodes, we'd love for you to go online, write reviews, comment, be a part of our community. It really helps us. When you share it, when you write comments and reviews and ratings, it helps it go up. More people get to see it, and we're incredibly grateful for that. The fact that you would care enough to do that, we really do appreciate it. So please go out there and help us promote this because I think it's really, really important. Today, I want to talk about emotion and leaders who are driven by emotion. As I said, it's going to be short, but I see this so often. I wanted to do a special episode on this because it really is something that we need to think about on a regular basis. The first job I ever had in television, I was working at a studio it could have been a laboratory for bad leadership. I mean, everybody in a leadership position, that first job of mine was pretty terrible. I mean, really pretty terrible. Now, this goes back before there was a John Maxwell, before there was all these leadership resources and experts and books out there. Peter Drucker was just coming on the scene. But these guys were horrible. I mean, absolutely horrible. And I saw different dysfunctions. Actually, I think, I feel like in many ways God put me there because it was a great testing ground. It was a place for me to learn and see how all of these leadership dysfunctions worked and happened and the damage they caused. And the worst thing I saw, and there were some crazy people there, trust me, but I think the worst thing I saw was one particular leader who was driven by emotion. Now, that means whenever he came in the office, everything was driven by how he felt at that moment. If he'd had a late night and he was tired and grumpy, that's what happened that day. If he was in a good mood, everything was great. If he was angry at everybody. And that literally, we simply came in the office on the lookout for what he would be like that day and what emotions would be out in front, because they literally were out in front with this guy. Let me tell you why that's so bad. Number one, we had no standard of excellence. If you're a leader and you lead with emotions, if you come in grumpy one day, you come in happy one day, you come in angry one day, you come in depressed one day, nobody knows how to react. Nobody knows how to respond because it's always different, which means the good work that they're trying to do is always evaluated under different circumstances. The work they do, maybe you're dealing with a designer, maybe you're dealing with an HR professional, maybe you're dealing with someone else, but you come in depressed, you'll respond in a different way than you come in happy. You come in angry, you'll respond in a different way than if you come in sad. It's just the way life is and the way emotions can control you. And so what happened back in that early job of mine, I didn't know how to respond to this guy. I never knew what good work was because every day it would be different. I mean, trust me, if he came in feeling great, no matter what we did, no matter how terrible it was, he was thrilled with. He was great. But if he came in angry, I don't care how great our work was. It wasn't good enough. All I'm saying is this week, I'd encourage you, take a hard look. If you're a leader or you want to be a leader, take a hard look at how your emotions impact what you do. Now, many of you will say, but Phil, I'm just not a morning person. I wake up, I'm a little grumpy, I'm a little out of sorts. I come into the office, I can't help but be that way. Let me tell you something. You know the old phrase about, what rolls downhill. Your job as a leader is to stop it. Your job as a leader is to stop it rolling downhill. When it gets to you, it needs to stop. Which means when you come in the office, I don't care how bad you feel, you cannot project that onto your team. You cannot make them suffer because you're disappointed, because you're angry, because you're frustrated, because you're depressed, whatever your problem is, or even because you're super happy. Whatever your emotion is, you cannot project that onto your team because it will damage the effort. It will damage your relationship with them. It will damage the standard of excellence that you try to set in whatever your workplace is. So think about it. I don't care what your emotional state is when you come in the morning. You need to be neutral. You need to come in, motivate people. You need to inspire people. You need to take people to the next level. And by leading with your emotions, that's simply not going to happen. So I told you it was going to be short, but let me tell you, this could be one of the most important episodes I've ever done because I see this so often, even today. with leaders of major organizations who allow their emotions to drive their action in the workplace. And I just see the damage that does to their team and the ultimate effort they're trying to achieve. Don't let your emotions control your leadership. Always come in and be bigger than that. Man up, woman up. Don't let your emotions drive you. Have your standards, stick to it, motivate and inspire people, and you will see a dramatic difference in the way your organization and your team operates. It was short, but it was good. I think this was important. And remember, find us at philcooke.com, PHILCOOKE. Give us a good rating. Give us a review. Let us know what you think. I'd love to engage with you. And so please come be a part of this. Share it with people you know. If you know, like today, if you know a leader driven by emotion and you've seen the damage that's caused, figure out a way to share this because people need to see this episode. Thanks again for coming, and I'll see you next time.